Hi, everybody. You ready for a moment with Celeste? Come on in. Come on in and let's just share a few moments here together today. And I'll just let you come in. If you can make sure you say hi and all those nice sweet things, right? So we'll just give it a couple minutes till I see that I've got some eyes looking here. I hope your Tuesday is going well. My Tuesday's been, kind of so-so. Yeah, kind of so-so. But it's just getting better, though, with every minute now. So, come on in, say hi. And I hope I'm going to be able to. I brought my laptop in and just turned it on so I could have two devices. And it's dead. My cord wasn't plugged in for charging. So I guess that's just the way it goes, right? Way it goes on a chilly, gloomy day in Omaha, Nebraska. Looks like I think we're supposed to get some snow or something here tonight. So I don't know how much, but hey, it's winter, right? Sure hasn't felt like winter this year, has it? Everywhere is just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Hopefully I'm going to be able to see comments when you come in. So make sure you say hi. But I wanted to finish up today some work that I've been doing on my pretty little pink journal. And the pink journal is, someone had commissioned me to do this one. And so I thought I'd kind of give you guys a little look-see as to where we're at, and we'll finish up what needs to be done. So if you come on, just say hi, and we'll just spend a little time together here. But what I did with this one, someone had given me some very pretty pale pink. My dear friend Peggy had given me this pale pink piece of quilted fabric. Isn't that pretty? And so I had plenty of it here to share the joy here with this person. And so here's what we have so far. So on the cover, I tore out, this piece here was actually from a blouse that I had found at a thrift store a while back. And I cut all the lace off of this, it was a dress, a beautiful dress. Cut all the crocheted off of there. And that's a piece that I had gotten off of that. And then in here, I have a little, fabric yo-yo and a little glitzy gem. And then I put this little dangly cross down here and then trimmed it with some lace all the way around. And then on the back side, you can see this journal here is tied in. All the pages are, so I didn't have to mess with doing any of the gator stuff that I'm not really, my crocodile, I guess that's what it is. And hi, Patsy, thank you for coming in. Hello, my sweet friend Peggy. Good to see you today. And so what I did is in here, all the signatures that are in here, they're being held together with a strip of lace. And I brought them all together and tied it off. So we've done that. And then, let's see, what else? I'm going to leave the back open plain on that because I love that quilted fabric texture on that. Oh, and I didn't show you, but behind here, so here's the quilt fabric that went on. Then I put a piece of my chenille, my pink dyed chenille on here. And then there's that piece that I had cut out of a dress from the thrift store. And then here is the last layer there is the yo-yo and then the gem, the diamond glitzy gem with the cross. So that's where we're at. Hello, Daryl. How are you today? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And let's see. Patsy, a great idea. Which one? Which one was the great idea for you, Patsy? Cutting out from a dress. Love the lace ties so much. Yeah, isn't that pretty? It just gives it a whimsy. So if you remember, just a few weeks ago, someone had commissioned me to do a prayer journal, and they wanted it in blues, and so I had made that and put the little video on for all of you to watch, and then I gave it to her, and she took it to her families for Christmas, and now her sister wanted one, but she wanted a prayer book in pinks, so this is going to go to her sister. And then I'm told there are a few other family members that are going to want one as well. So I just love that when people love these things so much that, you know, they request one from me. So the lace ties, yeah. So here's what I do. So on this one here, here's the first signature. Each signature has about 10 pages, okay? Now, I do mix in a couple other little colors in here, but not overloading, because the primary color is the pink. But, so this first signature, you can just see what I do, okay? And then I tie it in a little bow inside. And that way, whoever gets this, if they want to add more pieces of paper as they do journaling, they can just slide them under here, okay? And I do apologize for my throat today. I'm not sure. I had a funky incident happen this morning. I had gone to my friend that I get a lot of my doilies and a lot of my vintage hankies and tablecloths and runners, and I went to do some shopping to pick some stuff out. And I had gone through one little bucket of the doilies and got the other, and all of a sudden, I don't know, I broke out in a sweat all over, and then my arms kind of went numb, and it went up into my head, and I thought I was going to pass out right then there on the spot. So I had to sit down, and unfortunately that cut my little shopping trip short, because I just told her I'll come back in a week or two to finish up. But yeah, you just never know what's going to happen, do you? So anyway, it just kind of pooped me out. But enough about me. We'll go on to this here. Okay, so we're going to go through. This is the front page of the journal that I've put together. It's decoupaged. Picking out the cutest little robin. And then we've got the first journal, and then I got these prints online. I think it was Luna Art is, I believe, what it was. Hi, Lori. Hi, Jamie. Good to see you, ladies. Thank you for coming in. And then, so it had the butterfly theme that she wanted, and then it has the little scriptural verses every so often. So this one just says, God is good all the time on there, and gives plenty of space for her to do her journaling when she has her devotional times. Okay, and then there's just a blank page for journaling. Here's a little page I cut down, put a little bit of, I want to put something right here, put a little bit of a vintage doily on there, and then I've got some notebook paper in here, and it just goes through this way. I put a little butterfly with some purples and greens on there, and put it on a little piece that I had made a little booklet here with a little pocket, and stuck some tags in there. So we're going to just go through, and I'm going to look at and see what things need a little more things. BRB, may have to watch later. Washer being delivered soon. Ooh, getting a new washer. That's nice. That's nice. You know, Patsy, I feel better than I did this morning for sure. I just kind of feel like it just kind of wiped me out, you know. So, and then for some reason my voice is like, blah, 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 which I don't know why. I don't know. So let's do a little walkthrough now. I want to put something here on this little guy. And I don't know for sure what I want to put there, which is, you know, kind of the way it rolls for me, right? But I could, let me look at another little yo-yo in here and see if there's one. Now here's one that would go with this. So I'm going to take my yo-yo, and this is what I do with these. And then, you know, I only have 4 panels, I think, left to sell, but I just snip them apart. Okay, and very carefully because I don't want to snip the fabric. And then this one here is kind of a pale pinkish lavender, and I think what I'll do with that is I'm going to glue that on here. And let's see here. Let's put that right there on the bottom, and then we'll get a pretty little button to put in there. How about that? My buttons are very ooh, that's kind of a pretty, look at the color of that one. Can you see that? Whoops, dropped it. But I might want something a little bit darker on that one. So I think that's what we'll do. And, you know, when you want a bright pink one, it's not always easy to find, is it? Now here's one. I think I'm going to do this one. It's a shank, and it's kind of a, you can't really tell here, but it's really a deep, almost blacky purple with a little silver in it. So I think that's what we'll put in here. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to put some glue gun or a glue stick down in the hole of the yo-yo. And then we're going to stick that right in there. Okay? So that does that one. And then over here, let's see, we got writing space and writing space. More writing space there. These here I went through too and put little scriptures. This one says, "For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways." Psalm 91:11. And then I thought about putting something on the front, but I don't know that I will, because I think my little butterfly adds enough foo-foo there, if you know what I mean. So in here I have a tag. It says, "I will praise the Lord." And then the tag says, "But first pray." So I do know on this one here, it's just a tuck tag. But I am going to take, and I am going to do some little grunge work on this. I'm going to try this in the, let's see, do I want to do that one now? I got to keep it with my brown, I think. But let me see if I can find a darker brown. Oh, they're up there, and I don't want to stand up to get it. Imagine that. Okay. All right, I'm going to use my ink here and just go around the edges of this little card. Just will give her even a little more writing space. But it's going to give her, she's going to have a little space up here she can write on, and she's got the back of the card. Do any of you keep a prayer journal? Do a prayer journal? I used to always write down my special prayer requests, and then when I go back and look at it over time and write off when ones had been answered. Okay, so we're going to do that. And we're good there. This one here on this purple, I took some of that print and I cut one of the pages off and made it into a pocket. And then here's another little pocket, or a tuck in right there. And let's just grunge it up a little bit. I think I had, but it doesn't look very dark. that's going to go in there. Then, on this one here, I just put a little doily and a little wood bird decoration. And up here is the scripture that says that those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. And then we see we've got some pretty butterflies. This page here that was the blue notebook paper on this side here, I took a vintage handkerchief and I tore it. And here I put some bling. But over here, I just tore it and then I put it over that blue just to cover the page. And I'm thinking I need to stick a little note card here. And so you can kind of see how that turned out. But I have, I was wondering what I was going to do with this, but think maybe I'll know. Let's see. I have this little tiny one that I could glue up here. And then it has a note card inside of it that she will be able to pull out. So why don't we do that? Why don't we take first the front of the little pocket I have. And let's see, what do I think will go good on that one? Let's see here. Kind of running to the end of my pretty pinks. But sure I'll find something. These are a few little pages I had gotten, a little rose on it. And this one here I think is a better little option with the pink roses. So let's just take a look here and see what else. Now I do have these, and this is probably what I'm going to do because these are a great standby for me. You know, my Anne Griffin little pieces that I have a lot of times on my sales. So I keep some back for me too. And I'm thinking on this is going to be cute. Let's see, do I want to put the Anne Griffin? Yeah, I do. Maybe I'll put that in there. Bring it back down so you can see what I'm doing, hopefully. Oh, hi, Tammy. I'm so glad to see you. Aw, I need to send you I got a little message I wanted to send you. Peggy, let's see, Celeste, please take care of yourself. Not better go to the doctor. Thanks, sweetheart. It kind of scared me this morning because I thought, oh, it was kind of, I didn't know if it was kind of a heart thing or if it was a stroke type of thing, because unfortunately in my bloodline and my family, we have both. So, but we'll be fine. We will be fine. Okay, so on this little card, I don't know if I want to put that color. Let's see what I got here. I do have some of that paper, and I think this may have come from Linda Glenham when we were at our retreat. And so what I might do is just put a little bit of this on the front of this envelope. I don't know what this paper is called, but it always reminds me when I see it that like it has pieces of, I don't know, seeds or something in there. See that? So I'm wondering, I think that's going to be too dark now that I did that. So let's see here. I want to get something lighter. Something lighter to put on there. What do I want to put? I had a small doily. Let's see, I think I might. Here's a little heart one, but that's too big. I got a cute little heart. Isn't that sweet? Okay, now let's try over here and see what we have. I think these might all be. There's another little heart one. We maybe can make it work. Maybe we'll just do that. I think I will. I'm not going to use this paper on this piece right now. So I'll use this little heart doily, but I think what I want to do, it has this pinkish and purplish, and if I had my fabric closer to me, I would pinkish and purplish something here, but I don't. So I'm thinking maybe on this one here, I'll take the silver metallic paint pen just to go around the edge of this so it stands out a little bit. So let's see, what do I want to write on? Oh, back of that, perfect. Can you see? Can you see? Hello, my dear Sue. Aw, good to see you. Sue and I both got a big surprise the other night. Sue, I'm still laughing about that. I had been sending a message, and I went into the living room. I was laying in bed, had my jammies on, my hair all, you know, looking like bedhead. And I went into the living room to get something. And when I came back, I heard somebody talking, and I thought, well, who is talking? Who is that? Well, somehow, when I had was working on that partially finished message, I had somehow hit somewhere the video call to Sue Malema. So here I was in my jammies, and finally we both figured out who this was that we were having this conversation with, and we got so tickled. But here, you know, I'm in Omaha, and I think it was about 10:15. If I remember correct, Sue, it was 10:15 at night. And so thankfully I didn't call somebody on the East Coast that would be behind me in the time. Because Sue lives in Washington. So, but that was fun. So we just chatted a little bit. Had a nice little chat. By the way, how was the movie, Sue? That was too much. Hi, Mitzi. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in today. Working on finishing up this pink journal. So that's all I'm going to do with that. You see how I just put that silver on it, just to give it a little bit of a standout feel. And then we'll take and put the tiny little Echo heart on here too. And I want to make sure I get it on the right way. Good thing I looked. Okay, and I'm just going to glue that on with some Fabri-Tac. I tell you, you got to be careful with these phones, don't you? You just never know. You never know. Any of you ever done something like that? Oh gosh, it was a fun surprise. I guess it's just good that you don't carry your phone around everywhere. Well, you know, the good thing is, Sue, and I didn't tell you this, but before I ran out in the living room, I had just been in the bathroom. So I'm glad that I wasn't in there when that, and had that phone with me, because a lot of times I do carry it with me. But you know what? When I go to the bathroom, I've learned a lesson. And I learned the lesson. I was working at a senior living, and I had gone to the restroom, and my work cell phone was in my pocket. It fell in the toilet, you guys. My work one. And so then I had to call my corporate office and tell them what happened. So they had to send me a new phone, and the guy that helped me was really nice, but he said, so just a word of advice is that, you know, don't ever take your phone in the restroom. Really? I did. I took it in the restroom. So ever since then, I've been more wary of it. I don't put it in my pocket, side pocket at all. And I think that's what my problem was. Okay, so I think I'm going to take this Tootsie now, if I can find the page we're putting this on. Okay. And so here's what I have. I'm going to give you a choice, okay? You tell me which one. Here's this cute little flower, and it has a little pearl with some little gems around it. So we can do that one. So that'll be number 1. Hello, Lori Wallace. Good to see you today. So good to see you. And then here's my Anne Griffith paper one that I can put on. So which one would you do? Would you do, this one's the number 2 with this flower. And this one's number 1 with this flower. Number 1, number 2. Which one? Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. Anna Griffin. So we got 1 vote for Anna Griffin. 1 vote for Anna Griffin. Let's see what else we got coming in. It's got a slow connection. I know. It's always a slow and delay. Peggy says number 2. 3 out of 3 said Anna Griffin. She won. She won. I love these Anna Griffins. I've got, oh my gosh, did I get so, I got a bunch more that I've bought. I think I've gotten addicted on those as much as I did on getting doilies and things. But I want to show you a couple things here before we end today. So, let's see. I'm going to do it at a little angle. So sweet. All right. Then, I'm going to just stick the little note card in there. I won't do anything special with it. Stick it in there. And then, hopefully, they'll figure out to open it. Let's see here. Here we go. So maybe what I need to do is when I put it in, kind of leave the top flap open so that they'll see that there's something for them to pull out. That's what I'll have to do anyway. I probably should have put it on the other side, but it's okay. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to trim that flip too. Because you know me, I got to have it all going together. And then we're just going to glue this in, the bottom part. Okay. That's really going to be cute, I do have to say. But I better glue it good so she can get that out of there without pulling the whole hanky off the page, right? Becky Sherwood Sanders, hi, sweet friend. Aw. Don't you just love it that so many of us all know each other, and you guys are all just treasures to me. I hope you really know I say that truthfully. You all are treasures. Every one of you. Okay, so there's that, how that ended up. Okay, now, where's my next one that needs some attention? Writing paper, writing space. I put plenty of writing space in here. Because if she's like me, she's got lots of prayer needs. Lots of prayer needs. Okay. See on this one here, I took one of the Dollar Tree butterflies. It's 3D and stuck it on where a butterfly was at on this page. Kind of cutesy. And then we've got, I did it again over here. So this paper here, this was just a paper sack I tore out. You can see up here it had part of the still, and it's got, I think, so yeah, I put the little butterfly there. And then there's another piece of it back here. There's another little pocket that I'd made. And then this page here, I put a little doily again with some more Anne Griffith. Another part of the paper sack. And then the back side of that paper sack had that on there, that chunky stuff glued on really tight. And I thought, I like that. I'm using that. So I just juiced it up a little bit with some lace and a button, and it's got plenty of writing space. Here is a sticker that I had. This here was actually one of those that you can actually put on mirrors and things. I got a whole bunch of them, and they're all different sizes. And then I just put some glue under it so that it stays on there. So she's definitely going to get her butterflies, isn't she? This one here, have a little flower there, and then I put some of the notebook tab paper on there. I think what I need to do on there is I need to put a little bit of a grunge on that so you can kind of see it better. I like to use it all. And so this is what makes things a junk journal, right? Using the junk. Okay, so then we've done that. I got that done. This one here, I had a heart doily. I just put it in the middle. This is some of Trisha's Pretty Papers coffee stained paper. And I wish I had more of that because I think I'm out. And this one here was also a piece of her dyed paper. And then I took this. This was just a little card that I had left over from a kit that I had one time. And I just took this and I grunched it up a little, put a little bow on it, but then this opens up all the way for writing space. So what I've done with this is I've taken a pink jumbo paper clip. I'm just going to paper clip that in there because she can then take it out and write in it. But it just gives it a little bit of a fun flourish, doesn't it? Okay, over here, put a little flower in the back of that paper clip's there if she wants to put some things there. This one here, I made a little skinny card out of a piece of cardstock I had. Put a little butterfly on there. And here's another one that had a tuck card. And I think what I want to do while I'm on this is I want to put another tuck card in there. Have you guys ever, this is something that I enjoy doing. I like looking for outdated planners. So like, you know, when Hobby Lobby, Walmart, all the places have those clearance. Hi Cheryl, good to see you. When they all have the clearances on those, I like to look at them and see. Because, you know, they have gorgeous artwork in those that are great pieces of ephemera. So what I do, I bought one here, oh, it's probably been a year ago, and I got the whole book for like $2. It was a big one. So John, I asked him while he was watching TV if he could go through and just cut out different pieces. So you see there? So this here is going to be a perfect card, okay? So I think what I'll do with this is I'm going to take it, and I've got some tags here. I'm going to make a tag. I'm sorry, I said a card. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to trim it down. Okay. And then I want to get my little corner around her, right? I got to make sure I get it the right size here. Let's see if we put it here. These are little succulents. I think I'll bring it up a little bit. And then I'm going to just glue it on with my yummy glue, right? Boy, I sure go through the glue. Do you guys go through the glue? Whew! That's one thing I wish it would go down in pricing. Is the glue. Okay, so let's just stick it on here, and I'm going to bring it up a little bit so the bottom shows as well as the top. Oops, did the wrong way. Bottom and the top. So it has a little edge on it here that I'm going to leave on. Okay. Let's glue off of there. Then I'll come in here and trim it. Then I'm going to add some things because I don't want a tag just looking like that, right? So this here, I'm going to get some of my pretties out here. And let's see, we got the pink, and which page was it? It's this one here. So this might be kind of cute to put. I have this jumbo rickrack. It's pale pink, kind of pretty pink. It's so good to see so many of you on today. Thank you so much. So I've got this one. Okay, it's a jumbo one. And I think what I'll do with it, let me get these sides trimmed here. I'll make sure I get it trimmed right over here too. Okay. So, I got this. And I'm thinking, you know, this will just be an easy fix. I can just put a little bit down here on the bottom, right here, and then decide if I want to use the same at the top. I really like it up at the top. So I'm going to just cut off a little snippet here, a little snippet. We'll come up here at the top. Are you guys able to see this okay? I don't have my laptop in here to give me some direction. I hear John out there. He's making smothered pork chops for supper tonight. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. So we'll just put a little piece of that on there, just pale pink. And then let's see if there's another one I want to try. Here's a little piece of a little ecru. Oh yeah, we gotta do that a little pretty, please. So we gotta do that. Put that down here. I just love playing with all my little snippets. And I know I told you guys this before, but I'm not gonna tell you this again today. You'll have to wait till tomorrow. Because tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central, I will be on the Crafty Bunch's creating and containing event. And so that'll be a fun one. So I'll save my little tip till tomorrow. I'm gonna keep you hanging like a dangle that carrot, right? Okay. This is the cutest little trim, and I think I got this up in Minnesota when I was up there. But it has like a little ball on the bottom that almost looks like a little pearl. Isn't it cute? But it's all fabric. There's no beading or nothing on it. That trim is awesome, isn't it? I love both of them. I think they're so cute. So I just love all my little pieces. So a lot of times on my sales, you know, when I sell trims, I will always cut off like a foot before I measure, cut like a foot or so off to keep for myself. And it's comes in handy a lot. Comes in handy a lot. Okay, then let's see, what else do I want to do? Is there any more pinkies? There is. But I think what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to leave that there, and then let's see if we can find a button to put up in the hole that would go in the color scheme of this. Let's see. Here's something I'd love to put on here, but it won't really go, I don't think. But look, I have in my button thing, I have one cherry frosty limeade bottle cap. I would love to put that in here, but I don't know if this is appropriate book to put it in. But it's going somewhere, isn't it? That would be so cute. So I've been hanging on to that little burger for a little while. Just a little while. Okay, let's see if this one looks like. This one would work, but it's not going to make it. Well, maybe it will. So look at here. So I pulled this button out, this cream colored one, but look what's stuck inside of it. It's a blue, which is the color of this. I'm gonna glue those two together. How about that? That was meant to be. I'm just sure of it. It's a pretty blue. Yikes, burn my finger. Don't want to do that. Okay, let's get some glue around here. Probably did too much glue. And we're just gonna stick that little button right up there over that hole. Scrape it off there a little bit. I always make messes with glue gun. Okay, so there. We're just going to put that cute little one, and that's going to go right here. And I'm going to leave the edges of this kind of hanging out a little bit. I just think that's kind of cute. And that'll be another tag, and it will fit perfectly in this little, and I just now realized it, that this paper here that I used for the pocket had a little bit of a light glue. So that pulls it all together, don't it? Let's see. Cute. Thanks, Bitsy. Love using Rick Rack. Yeah, I do too. I do too. I think Rick Rack for me is one of those things that goes back to childhood. My mom, see, look, I put another piece here on the edge of the Rick Rack there. Let's see, here I put one of those big butterfly stickers. So excited because I'm almost done with this. Let's see. I don't need to do any more there. I don't need any more there. Found some cute little stickers here with a vintage heart-like look. This one over here was one of those paper bags, so it's a white paper sack, and it had one of those chunky scrap pieces on there that I couldn't get off, so I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to fix it. I'm just going to fix that. Okay, here's another piece of a little cardboard. Now, I do want to add something here. It's not cardboard, it's actually a little piece of paper grocery sack, probably off the same sack. And I just folded that. Up in the top there, I put God with us, and then it has a little piece of ephemera that I found that was just kind of pink. So I had this, one of those things, and I'm going to take and just put this on here. This is out of that old planner. So how about we just make a little bit of a, got so many scissors. Trying to find my pinking shears. I know they're in here. Well, I guess I can't find it, so we'll just cut it off. There it is. It's down there in the very bottom. Okay. And let's see how much I want to use of it. I'm going to have to cut off probably about this much right here. Thankfully, it has little line dots here to guide me. But again, this was from that $2 outdated planner I had gotten at Hobby Lobby back a while back. And I had all these cute little flowers in it. And I knew I'd be able to put those to good use someday. Let's grunge it up a bit. Alright, so there's just a little piece that's going to, I don't know why I did the back, but you see the backs would even be cute little tuck cards. They have like graph paper on some of them. So let's go ahead and we'll just stick this in. Now that I got this like this, I might go ahead and just leave this open to just be a little pocket. Okay? Let's just do that. We'll just put a little pocket up there. And then, do I have a little anything? If I had a little anything, so you can put, like she can put stuff up in there. Maybe I'll make something for that. Won't that be cute? Might be kind of cute just to put this little piece. See, now I'm thinking I can just salvage the world here. Salvage the world. I don't know about that. I think it needs salvage, I'm telling you. But let's see here. Okay, I might not have a piece here on the table, so I'll fix that later. But thinking that will be a cute little, and I am going to take that and just stick it in there to remind me when I go back for my final look through. So then she's just got, sorry, get all the pieces out here. So then she's just got that little pocket on the front of that, and then plain writing space. Okay. And this here again was a paper sack, a white one. I tore it and grunged it. This was one of Trisha's coffee filters. This was a piece of fabric that I just tore off, and then I put one of my Anna Griffins on there. And then on the back, I made another cute little pocket and some little cards. They're just tuck cards to go in the little pocket. And I'm feeling like the only thing I have left to do now is going to be my last page. But I don't know that I want to do anything. But I always usually put a pocket back here. But I loved it. That was some scrap paper. I think I got this when Joann's closed out. And I loved it. Loved it. And then, see, it all comes together. And see, so if you've never done a journal that you've tied, because you're afraid, you know, things will get lost and fall out, you see how much I just manhandled that? And that's just all tied in. No gluing, no sewing. Okay? So, let's see, we got 15 minutes. I want to show you a couple things. I'll come back in and finish up this. Well, I can always put an envelope pocket in there, which maybe I should do. I just like to always have a pocket in the back because I know myself there's always loose things. And it's always nice if there's something a little bit substantial to put it in. So what I'll do with this one is I'm going to put this here. And I don't know which way to put it because I love this paper. What do you think? What do you think? Should I leave it plain or should I put a pocket? Plain or a pocket? Can you see it? Leave it plain or add a pocket? Let's see, I need your votes. I need your votes. Voting counts on Moments with Celeste. So it's important that we all vote. Let's see. Come on, I need to hear from ya. You guys are going to make me decide this on my own, aren't ya? You're going to make me decide this on my own. Peggy says plain, okay? Here we come. Peggy says plain. Peggy, 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 Peggy. Okay. Peggy's the only one. She wins. There we go. So, we are going to keep it plain. It says, can you put that pocket somewhere else? Yeah, I'm going to have to. Not that I need it. I mean, seriously, there's enough pockets in here, don't you think? I can always put one, but I don't know that I will. I think I'm just going to leave it out because I want her to have plenty of plain white space too. So we're done. I am done with this. Now I just got to figure out, and I think I know what I'm going to close it with, but I'm going to see if I have any more of it. Because I will probably choose this white lace here just to use as a bow closure. Because I'm really upset with myself, you guys. I'm going to give it some time. I might be able to pry it open enough to get a fabric strip underneath both of these here to tie it in a bow right here in the middle, which is what I want to do. But I got to see because I didn't do it beforehand. And I hope to God I'm doing a journal. I'm in the vintage group for the friendship journals on Crafty Bunch. And my week is the last Sunday of the month. And I'm hoping to God that I don't forget to put my strap cover. Okay, well that's going to be it for my friend. Now I want to show you something here real cute that I got today. So I went to get some of my little things. So while we got a couple of minutes, first of all, I want to show you this that I made right before the live. I'm making up some different tags and things for my sale for Friday night. So Friday, 6:30 p.m. here on Moments of Celeste, I am doing a sale and it's going to have all different kinds of things. I'm going to have handmade pieces. It's going to have vintage textiles because I know so many of you love those things. I've got some really cool things that I got that were made with vintage buttons. So make sure to jump in at 6:30 Central on Friday. But look at this. Isn't that the cutest little tag? I had this piece of paper on the background and it had some green. And then I just added, put it on there, then used it up, put that cute little girl or little boy, whatever that is down there. But, so that one's there, and that's going to go in my sale with some things. But real quick, I went to the gal's house that had closed out her vintage store back several years back, and still had a lot, because she's like me. She likes to find things and keeps adding. So I want to show you some pretties I got today. You guys, look at this. Look at this little crocheted heart. I'm going to call it a bookmarker. But are these not precious? These, I think, are so precious, and it was all crocheted. Isn't that sweet? Sweet, sweet, sweet. I love it. And then look at this one. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty. Then, let's see. I gotta show you real quick. Just go through some hankies. Look at this. Now you can't really see it, but that's a pale, 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 pale peachy pink. But it has little butterflies on it. And that's like all hand embroidered. It's all hand embroidered. This is not machine. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So I got that. And these are all things that will be in my sale on Friday night. I've got, look at this green one, you guys. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? So these are like little tiny pale, pale reddish pink little roses. Okay, and they're just in the print of the fabric. And then there is this design that's kind of a really light velvety feeling. I just thought that was so pretty. So pretty. Okay, look at this little hanky. That embroidery, isn't that pretty? Celeste, if I may, I'll tell you ladies that just before you came live, there was a phone attempt made on me to scam $1,000 from me, saying that I had signed up for jury duty. But, oh, I tell you, you got to watch those things. You just do. They are wicked. Those people are wicked. Evil people. Thank you for sharing. We'll keep our eyes out. Here's another little pale pink. This is a real pale pink. But look at that tiny embroidery. And then here's one in the pink. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I love it. And then I just pulled out the pink ones here because John's in there taking and getting everything folded for me. So I told him to get things sorted in colors. Aren't these cute though? This lady has the most precious. Look at that. I loved this one too. Isn't that pretty? And then, let's see. We've got, oh gosh, another pale pink. Look at that. With that hand embroidery. And then, this one I just think it's so pretty. Doesn't that just remind you of spring and summer? But then there were a few other, I got more things, a lot more, but not as much as I wanted to get because I had that bad spell, so I was only able to just get 2 bags of things, and I usually walk out of up to about 6. So I'll be going back to her, okay? But all the little pretties, but these here, I just thought that little heart was just too adorable, wasn't it? Okay. Well, I want to thank you all for popping in with me today. It's been fun visiting and seeing you all. And we will catch you, like I said, I'll be on tomorrow. You can catch me on the Crafty Bunch at here. Whichever the Crafty Bunch, if you have, if you're a member of Crafty Bunch, get in there and join, join them. There's so many good things. I think most of you are. And then we'll be doing on that one, I'll be on at 2 o'clock Central with the Create and Contain. Creatives and Containing or something. Creating and Containing. So that's being hosted by Christy Sloan from My Artful Adventures. And we all love our Christy. Oh, Christy just gets me to giggling. So anyway, I'll see you then. I hope you have a good rest of the day. And thank you for popping in, my dear friends. Love you all. Oops, I do it wrong every time. See, I can't do it. It's supposed to be a heart. Bye-bye. Talk to you later.